A vibe-shifting loss for the Oregon Ducks this season as Indiana, the Hoosiers, they come into Autzen, they come into Eugene, and they make a statement getting a 30-20 victory over the Oregon Ducks. Welcome into the Dick-Handed Dealers postgame show. I am Joe Fisher, joined by Jordan Schultz, and this game just, again, as I said, it's just a vibe shifter. How it played out from beginning to end, how Indiana looked, how Oregon looked. This definitely, it is just one game, and you don't want to overreact to one game's performance, but it definitely makes you start to question different things about this Oregon team and what to look at going forward this season. Indiana, give all the credit in the world to them. They had a great game plan today, create pressure, create uncomfortable situations for Dante Moore in this offense to where you can then take away other parts of the game, deep passes downfield outside of one long touchdown, the run game. Defense did what it could for so long, but I think that they were definitely pretty tired out there when your offense is not giving you much time off the field to work with, and you're out there as much as you were. Even after getting a pick six, great to tie the game up, but then that defense has got to go right back out there. And you saw Indiana respond with the game-winning drive and touchdown, 75-yard drive that ended with a touchdown to take that 27-20 lead, and then a couple turnovers late to seal it. But yeah, Oregon, it's a tough loss. Plenty of season left to go in this season. Plenty of games left to go in this season to rebound. But Oregon takes the L today, and again, it's a vibe shifter for sure, Jordan.
It's frustrating. That was, I hate to blame the time off, so I won't, but I will say that this is probably a game that we've seen mistakes made by this team, and frankly, I'd say the last couple of years of Oregon teams, more so than any other game that we've seen. I mean, we saw penalties. We saw two holds by Alex Harkey, and I know one was like Dante Moore was kind of breaking out to the right, and if he didn't grab the jersey, then he was probably going to get the quarterback sacked. But like, there's just multiple breakdowns in this game, and you can talk about how good their wide receivers are compared to the secondary for Oregon. You can talk about how Indiana did a great job at not only stuffing out the run, but just getting into the backfield, owning Dante Moore, making him work a lot harder than he has this whole season. And it kind of goes back to the point I think we were all coming into today's game, Joe, wondering if Oregon had truly been tested or not. And I guess we've now seen the evidence that yes, this was a test and they failed in many different ways. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of things you got to go to the doctor for, but really is it an effort thing? Is it just the fact that like Indiana's more talented? I guess we're going to try to figure that out, because there were a couple of plays where I thought Oregon should have beat them, and then there were a couple of plays where Oregon just looked like they were getting their ass kicked. So it was frustrating.
Yeah, I think that what was evident to me is, I don't know, I definitely don't think it's a talent disparity. I think it is how they use their talent. Indiana, I think they did a great job of getting push on the offensive line of Oregon. To be honest, this is a setback game for the Oregon offensive line. I think this is definitely where they lost this game, was at the line of scrimmage. They created a lot of a pressure on Dante Moore in this offense. The running game for Oregon, 30 total carries, and I'm going to try and do some quick math on air, which is always a dangerous proposition. So taking away the Dante Moore yardage, and I believe they've already done this. I'm looking at Oregon's live stats here. And I believe they've accounted for it, but 30 carries for 81 yards. That is a evidently season low for this team. 267 total yards in this game, and some of those passing yards coming late at the end of the game because of them trying to get something going on offense to try and make this look a little bit better than the scoreboard indicated. But, the rushing game was not there. That is an offensive line not being able to get push. Dante Moore, how many sacks total today? 6 total sacks for this Indiana, one all year.
Unbelievable.
For the Oregon offense. And then today, 6 total sacks that Dante Moore takes. So as far as, again, the unit that it really has to look themselves in the mirror the rest of the season is this Oregon offensive line after this performance, because I feel that is where this game was lost for Oregon and won for Indiana. It was being able to generate pressure and make things uncomfortable for this Oregon offense.
you have the most talent I think that you've ever had in either skill position rooms, wide receiver, running back, tight end. What did they do in the first half to key in on Kenyon Sadiq so much on Indiana's side? Because holy S, man, the Swiss Army knife for Oregon was not able to get involved. And actually, that was kind of the point in the game where the Ducks were able to run a little bit, Joe. If you notice the disparity from the first to the second half in rushing yards, I mean, Oregon was basically shut down. And obviously, playing from behind in the fourth quarter, you got to throw the ball. You can't really take the run. You can't take the time to run, excuse me. So it's just it's kind of trying to piece together, like, where did this go wrong? Why couldn't Oregon get the ball to some of the guys that they've usually, it hasn't been more than it hasn't been a challenge, man. We've seen, okay, they'll stumble, maybe first drive, 3 and out or whatever, but it hasn't been more than a drive or two into the game before we see everybody get going. But that just didn't happen today. And definitely credit to not just the front four or the front seven, but just the whole defense for Indiana. I think that they showed a lot of talent, and man, they came out, you talk about 6 sacks. The first play, they sacked Dante Moore. It was like, okay.
Yeah, right away, you're kind of like, all right, not an ideal start here.
It's like, okay, they've scripted this defense. They probably knew what Oregon was going to do on the other side, at least, for the first couple of downs. So, all right, whatever. But no, then they kept doing it, and that's kind of what I go back to with just the amount of time Dante Moore had to throw today. It wasn't a lot, and I think that's the one thing that they were able to do on Indiana's end defensively was just keep him out of the pocket, keep him concerned, keep him scared, and actually, on top of that, we talk about them snuffing out the run. The way that they snuffed out the run, I noticed, Joe, was very different. They weren't trying to grab the running back like as he was getting to the line. They were going for the running back at the legs, attacking the knees in the backfield, and that was one of the big reasons why Jordan Davison, he had 59 yards, but we would expect more. Whittington couldn't get much going either. And frankly, I think that's a big reason why they couldn't establish the run at all. It was great planning. It sucks as a Duck fan, but I mean, this was a well-played game by Indiana. They outplayed Oregon in a lot of different facets today.
Yeah, going over some of the stats here, Dante Moore, 21 of 34, 186 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. That came late in the game on back-to-back drives. That essentially sealed it. The first interception then followed by 3 points, a field goal by Indiana to make it 30-20, and then the second interception to essentially just put the final nail in the coffin in this one. Fernando Mendoza, 20 for 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception, and that was Oregon's only touchdown in the second half was that interception. So Oregon's offense does not score any points outside of that long touchdown pass in the first quarter. And, tip of the cap to Fernando Mendoza. That was one of my questions as far as after a play like that, when someone throws a pick six, is how you can respond. And the Indiana offense responded right away by going right down the field 75 yards to take the lead 27-20. And at that point, I just did not have a lot of confidence that Oregon's offense was going to be able to generate a long enough drive because, quite frankly, they hadn't done it all day. Even their touchdown was outside of the red zone. Oregon didn't get into the red zone that much, and I think the one opportunity they did have in the red zone did not end in it ended in one field goal, and then the other one ended in a missed field goal. So so it was just a very uninspiring offensive performance for the rushing attack for Oregon. Jordan Davison, 8 carries, 59 yards. Noah Winton, 5 for 27. Jaden Lamar, 3 for 17. The freshman De'Aaron Hill that everybody is clamoring to get more carries, 3 carries, -3 yards today. Jay Harris, 1 carry, 1 attempt for 1 yard. DeCorian Moore, he got a little jet sweep for 7 yards. And then Dante Moore, just taking a lot of sacks today. That jersey getting kind of dirty. And then on the Indiana rushing side, Roman Hemby, the transfer from Maryland, 19 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then on the receiving side, Elijah Surratt, he was the player of the game for Indiana, 8 catches for 121 and a touchdown. It seemed like he was that top target for them to go to. But again, Indiana, that RPO game was dangerous. They had plenty of choices to make, and it seemed like they converted more often than not. Looking also at their conversions, 3rd down, 5 of 14. Oregon, 3 of 14. It was just 326 yards to 267. It was just less mistakes, less negative plays for Indiana compared to Oregon as well.
A lot of those third downs were long. 3rd and 7,
They were.
3rd and 8.
Yes,
and
they were.
You talk about establishing the run, Joe, and why Oregon's been so good this season. That's one of the reasons. A lot of the third downs are short. And frankly, against Penn State, they were 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. And you were able to go for it on 4th down. Obviously not the case today.
Yeah. Well, the texts are coming in. You can text in 503-864-6326. We're also on YouTube on youtube.com/@1051thefan. You can share your thoughts, which they are already coming in. We are going to...
Oh, they're hot.
Yeah. I mean, hey, wins are great, but we definitely get more opinions and more people listening and sharing their thoughts on losses sometimes. That's for sure.